Hello there, a great person. So here we are. We're gonna watch Foundation. It dropped, I don't know, today perhaps? I'm not sure. I think it dropped today. Anyway, I'm gonna react to it. Try it. Yeah, I try to do my best to show you the scenes. I've got a theory as to why the other reactions didn't work, so I will try some stuff here and yeah. Hope you enjoy it and yeah. Let's go. Let's have a blast. I don't know anything about this, so yeah, let's just see what they do. Let's see how this black hole that they have will work. See you during the reaction. Okay, so I had to change the colors a bit. Hope you will excuse that. Very interesting. Ah, the clones. I've seen the clones in the trailer. Let's see what the clones are. Let's get into this. That's a great set, actually. 2 moons. Those are some very good shots.
The sword.
What are they doing? Children? No, children. You shouldn't do that.
Get to watch him piss his pants.
What is that thing that looks so interesting? The thing in the sky looks so interesting. Mental blockade, interesting. Uh-oh. How are you gonna get him back?
Shit.
Are they gonna get him back?
Pauline! He's not moving.
Yeah, no. Yeah, mate. Are we gonna see space travel? I would love that. That looks great. Oh, the planetary ring in the background looks absolutely beautiful. Always hard to let your children go. Yeah. Do you think I should read the book, by the way? Because currently I don't know who these people are. I don't care that much. I mean, it's a sad scene, you know, but I don't know. Are those her parents? Are those her foster parents? But the spaceship looks amazing. Okay, what technology will they have to travel?
I'm a bit nervous.
Just place your hand on the screen.
I know him. Where do you know him from?
Thank you.
Where do I know him from?
Gerald. Through this, they make sure that you can't have
Ooh, an alien being.
the jump. I don't know why.
Well, they're...
Oh, why are they are probably covered because there's acceleration. Oh, that drive is interesting. I have to talk about that. That's an interesting drive. I see. That's actually quite cool. That's actually a drive I came up with when I was a child. That is actually a really cool drive.
This is incredible.
The space elevator? The music is killing it. Very nice music. Yeah, it's a space elevator, as I thought. An interesting one, though. The ones...
14 hours to drop from Trantor Station to the planet's surface. The genetic dynasty. Clones of Cleon I. Decanted at different ages.
Interesting. What does decanted mean? Like slowed down and frozen? I don't know.
What about Crimson? Is Crimson truculent?
Are you gonna end him?
Empire?
It's come to our attention that
Yep. I saw that coming. Coming. What a D-bag.
What are your lessons this morning, bro?
Why would he do that? That's so beyond stupid.
Again, and I'll send them to a stew pot stall 50 levels down. All of which is a problem.
What a D-bag.
Why?
Because when people are afraid to do their job right, they're certain to do it wrong. That's poor stewardship.
It's poor roast peacock. Not everything
No, he's
is
right. The
teachable.
boy's right, you idiot. They are creepy. They're a bit like the 3 twin from Dark. That looks absolutely great. The visuals are just great, great, great. Story's a bit quick, I feel, and he's a
Thanks for the
big.
company.
Respect and enjoy the peace.
He's a good actor too, but he's a dick. I'm sorry, it's the character.
There's some 8 trillion individuals. Would you say that was a large enough sample to make a prediction?
It is.
And do you have
It
a
is?
prediction for that particular? We're not here to consider any other.
But you must! The Empire will fall. Order will vanish. Interstellar wars will be endless. 10,000 worlds reduced to radioactive cinders. Nothing we do can prevent this.
This
That was great.
period of barbarism.
But we can shorten the dark ages that follow.
How much? If we embrace your plan, how much?
We should be in the dark for 1,000 years, Advocate. And if that is all, we should thank the gods for it.
That's so cool. That was beautiful. That got me hooked. And his acting is impeccable. Can't just, yeah.
Against you.
I really like this. Started to pick up from the quarter onwards. Oh, he's a Fremen. The blue eyes. Yeah, it's a self-deletion. 100% self-deletion here. But why would they not check or scan for that? Yeah, we see the child, so we are set. Yeah, bye. That's unfortunate. Oh, that's so bad. That's a terrible death. That's a terrible end. That is, yeah, and it's gonna crash now. Oh, mate. Yeah. Oh, God, my biggest nightmare. Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, bye. At least, well, no, you would have already turned to, yeah, that. No, okay, it just fell down. Just, yeah. That should make a much bigger shockwave, I think, though. Yeah, symbolism. Symbolism! It crashes the statue of the Empire. I assume that's what the Trinity is called. The shockwave would have probably been a lot bigger in reality, though. Oh, it's still falling. Yeah, that's so bad. I mean, I think it's probably at least 4 times the circumference of the Earth. Or the planet they have. I think it's about that. That is absolutely horrifying.
The tether wrapped around the planet like a garret. It cut 50 levels down.
Emperor, shut up!
Yeah, it wrapped around. As I said.
I don't know.
Tell me why I shouldn't kill you and your followers right now.
My followers aren't responsible.
If you do, you'll be dead within the year.
The prodigy speaks.
I love those actors, all of them.
The Emperor has determined that your deaths are not the optimal outcome for the good of the Imperium. You will be allowed to refine your work on psychohistory, to build your foundation,
Oh, interesting. What?
but not on Trento. Terminus. It is uninhabited. Sitting in the periphery, along the galaxy's outer reach.
Exile was always the plan.
Terminus was always the optimal location. Out in the periphery. Imperial support without Imperial eyes. It's perfect.
How many others knew?
Only Raish.
I love him.
What you said to the Emperor.
It takes more power to build than to burn. And I want to build, Harry.
That's a great quote.
Get your chance.
That's such an interesting premise. Okay. That was actually quite good. I liked that. I really did. So yeah, acting, great acting. The beginning was a bit wonky. I wasn't sure in the beginning. But the moment she left the world and stepped foot onto the Tenna, the main planet there, the Coruscant of this world, even though it was created before Coruscant. But yeah, that was quite interesting. And the acting was very good. And yeah, Jared Harris knocked it out of the park. The Emperor dude, I don't know his name. The middle one, the Dusk? No, Day. Yeah, Day is very good. Dusk, I want to see more of him. So as far as I understood, they're clones, and every time one dies, the new one is made. Basically, yeah. So that's a cool idea, though. It's this thing, this idea with perspective. If you always get the same ideas, yeah, they may work for a long time, but there will be, there are variables and happenings down the line, and they are chaotic, and there will be one little thing that will set it up, and then it will crash down. And you can last for thousands of years, you can probably. But yeah, if there is gonna be, it's like evolution, you have to adapt. You don't adapt, you die. And this is exactly the same. If you always are the same person, you don't evolve anymore. So they stopped evolution, so to speak. And 12,000 years without evolution. Was that Imperial cloning that long? I mean, the Empire lasted that long, but I'm not sure if the cloning did last that long. Yeah, so that's one thing. The space elevator crashing, and that was great. That was really good. It was horrifying. There were some of my worst nightmares in it, like falling onto a planet. That's horrifying. It should have made more of an impact. I think it should have made more of an impact. I mean, that's like, probably the mass of the whole thing is probably the mass that the comet, that the dinosaurs were ended by at. Perhaps even a lot more, so the impact wasn't strong enough. I mean, yeah, it wrapped around the planet, because if you have this space elevator, I think, and I might get this wrong, I think it's 5 times the length of the planet it's orbiting around. Because you know how this works, it's like you take a stone and tie it to a rope and connect it to the planet and swinging the stone around, and it's like that. That's why the platform on top was so big. It wasn't big enough, but they might have had some gravity technology there, so the tower structure, it's not a tower, it's a rope, so to speak, where the elevators ran down from. It blew up quite easily, and their security was incredibly bad. I don't know how they didn't spot those 2 people that just, yeah. Don't know. But yeah, so I like the idea of the foundation of the human psychohistory, and that's the thing as well with statistics. And you might know the saying, one person is a fate, 100 people are a statistic. When you listen to news of one person, you are sad for them, and it says like, yeah, 2,000 people died, and you are like, okay, because you can't fathom that. And this is it probably works the same way here, but obviously in a different area. So it's like you can predict the population, you can't predict an individual. That's quite actually statistics. That's all of half of psychology even. So yeah, you can say, yeah, like let's say IQ. You can say, yeah, IQ is distributed with a normal distribution, and we have on average this intelligence. But if you take a person randomly, you don't know. Can't say. Can't say what they will have. They might be more in the middle than on the outer ranges, but still, that's hard. And that's interesting that they play with this concept here, or Asimov did. I'm sure they adapted that. So yeah, I'm not sure how this happened with her. I still not sure, and I think it was language barrier that I didn't fully get why she was chosen. So apparently, Harry did propose or did take this conjecture, put it out there, and wanted to see who can solve it. And I guess he solved it. At least that's what I got from the dialogue he had with her in the beginning. That he solved it, and yeah, did you use this method? So I think he solved it with that. But he might not have published that, because then she solved it and it was a big deal, and she was the only person in the universe that solved it. That was a bit strange. I didn't really understand that part, because yeah, statistically speaking, there are, I mean, if you have, what did they say, several trillion people, that is just, there has to be one or two. And she was on this badly, this world where they were still a bit behind in culture, as it seemed, at least considering science, because they still burned them, scientists. So yeah, she was on that planet, and that's why she wasn't discovered. Yes, I get that, but I don't know. I don't understand that part. Why is she the genius one? Why there are only 2 genius people in those trillions? That's I mean, that would mean that the problem needs very, 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 very high conceptual and intelligence, and conceptual knowledge, intelligence, and all that stuff. So that was interesting. I don't fully understand why it was just 2 people. I mean, yeah, you can go with it in a story. I mean, it's fine. Just, from reality speaking, I think that should be more that are potentially able to solve this thing. Yeah. So I have to think about it and go through it. So the space travel was the first thing I really, really liked. So it was a black hole drive, but it was not a black hole as we know it, because I think, yeah, the event horizon was much too big. So they used this old idea, and you might have seen that in Event Horizon as the black hole engine actually as well. There's these 3 rings that are, in most stories, they are electromagnetized. So the thing is, you have this theory of everything, you connect everything, so gravity has to be in the same formula as electromagnetism. And the sci-fi people say, yeah, so with enough and specific electric currents, you can alter gravity. I guess that's what the rings were. So they altered that, and they created the event horizon. And I don't think it was a real black hole, it was a wormhole. The wormhole doesn't look like that. A wormhole would look like the one in Interstellar, the one they fly through near Saturn. This was not, so you should have seen distorted space between, I think. Or it might be, and that is also possible, it might have been a black hole, and they contain it with gravity technology somehow. I don't know. I mean, it's sci-fi. And then they used it to, its gravitational effects to make a warp drive. But then the jump doesn't make any sense anymore. So I'm a bit confused there, but I'm sure we'll find out more how this thing works, and it's quite an intriguing concept, and I liked it. Yeah, so then she met this spy, and I knew there was something up with him. He had this big talking role. I think I know him from somewhere, and it's not from Torchwood, is it? It's not the guy from Torchwood. I think it's not, but he looks similar. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, that guy, knew he was special in a way, and then yeah, he was. So then yeah, then the Empire, let's call him the Empire, the day guy. Why did he end that old dude? That was unnecessary, just gore. I don't understand why they did that scene. That made no sense to me. That's one of those things. Yeah, they are, and then it made. I didn't feel it made that much sense later on because they then openly talked in court about all of this, and the one person read it, and he was just cleaning his mural. Why did he end him? And he was even saying, "I don't believe it." Even probably lying. I don't know, but so he came down personally. This guy worked his whole life for him, cleaning this stupid mural. I mean, it looked cool. It was a cool mural. But yeah, I don't really know. That was out of place, and he seemed like a real Richard there, day guy. And yeah, I don't know. That scene I didn't know. It was like, yeah, he's the bad guy. See, he's the bad guy. He's not the bad guy. I don't think he's the bad guy. He had some sense. He was clever. He's not bad. He's just the typical static person that had everything, that is holding everything in place and not moving it forward. You know, it's a typical role, but it's not a role that's evil. It's not evil. And that scene made him look evil, and I didn't like it. And even after that, the scenes with him, I felt he was imposing. He was the emperor. He did hand out these ending punishments, but I think that was more collected, and he was afraid and stuff like that. The actor is great, by the way. He is acting, and yeah. So then the trial came. She obviously told the truth, and yeah, I mean, what is he gonna do? There were two mathematicians. Why wouldn't he believe them? Yeah, okay, you don't want to change. Fine by me, but yeah. So I like the solution they had. Yeah, yeah. As for the elevator, yeah, it crashing down. That was not the explosion, and the impact on the ground of the planet should have been a lot more devastating. A lot more. I mean, would have been it was probably just a giant dust cloud, and not, okay, they fell into these layers, but yeah, perhaps that absorbed the impact, but I'm not that sure. Yeah, so now they're on Terminus. The Terminus stuff, I did not get that. So there were the children, and there was the thingy, and was that the foundation they built? Was that the obelisk they built? I'm not sure. And it was there, and they couldn't get close to it because probably there were barbarians around in the planets around them. They said that, so they wanted to protect it, obviously. So there was some marker probably that can awaken it, like the woman in the end, perhaps. But yeah, and then I don't know why 39 years. I don't understand that part, and I don't know what this thing is. Is that the archive they built? Is it something they found and used, or I don't know? And what was with the children? And yeah, she's not affected. Perhaps she's a clone. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, it's a great show. I didn't like the beginning that much because it was very by the books, you know, like yeah, this happens, and I tell you this, and this happened. But then it started when she went on the journey. The visuals are perfect. They are so good. Every scene is beautiful, and the feeling fits, and everything fits. But the moment the courtroom scene came in, that's when it clicked for me. That was very nice, and then it went on, and I understood what they were talking about, and I got it. It was very nice, and it would be, let's find out what we will see now, because will we see the Empire falling, and parallel to that they build it up, and there will be connections there because people want to support Harry, and Harry doesn't want to see the Empire fall, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's find that out in episode 2. I'm looking forward to it. We'll probably watch that next week. But hope you enjoyed this reaction. If you did, leave a like, perhaps, and perhaps even subscribe. And otherwise, yeah, have a happy sci-fi day. Don't fall into the black hole. Keep yourself safe, and take care. Bye.